This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Stephanie Roberts. Ray Collins has today off. It is Wednesday, November 1st, and thank you for joining us. We're going to head over and talk to First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi as we begin a new month, and we'll see how people are feeling after probably some late sugar-ridden night last night.
White rabbits.
White rabbits?
White rabbits. Old English saying, you say white rabbits on the first day of the month, you get a whole month full of good luck.
I did not know that.
Yeah, white rabbits.
White rabbits
there
to you as well.
We're looking at some very pleasant conditions out there this morning with a little bit of extra humidity. Our nighttime temperatures have risen just a bit. In fact, in some places they've risen significantly, up around 10 degrees. Richard in Northport comes in with 51 right now. That's better than the 40s that he saw yesterday. We have a little bit of cloud cover over on the other coast, and an east wind may blow a little bit of that high cloudiness our way, but no rainfall. State of Florida is dry as a bone. Look back west, though. You'll see some rain showers there. We'll be talking about that in a few minutes. Local temps across the region generally near the 60-degree mark or better right along the immediate coast, and in the 50s, upper 50s in most other locations all across the Suncoast and inland. Our daytime high today tops out warmer as well in the low 80s. Full sunshine. Should be a spectacular afternoon. Complete forecast details coming up in a few. Back to you, Steph.
All right, sounds good. We'll enjoy the sunshine today. We are also enjoying a quiet morning commute so far. No problems over the bridges in Palmetto. A little bit of volume there heading on a 301 towards State Road 70, but I-75 through Manatee County is looking great. Once you get into Sarasota, no problems across Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark Roads, and I-75 also moving well all the way south through Nokomis and Venice and into Northport. No delays this morning. It is 6:02 and topping our news this hour, authorities are still investigating what led to a truck rampage in New York. It is being called an act of terror. At least 8 people were killed, including 5 from Argentina visiting to celebrate a high school reunion. The FBI has searched the suspect's home in New Jersey and nearby mosque overnight looking for more evidence. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more on what we now know.
The terror began around 3 in the afternoon on Halloween in Lower Manhattan. Police say 29-year-old Sayfullah Saipov, an Uzbekistan immigrant who had been living in Paterson, New Jersey, deliberately drove a rented Home Depot truck onto a bike and pedestrian path, targeting people and running them over.
We know that this action was intended to break our spirit.
The crime scene stretching for several blocks.
We got multiple casualties. This is a mass casualty situation here.
His truck eventually colliding with a school bus, injuring the 2 adults and 2 kids on board before finally coming to a stop just blocks away from the World Trade Center Memorial.
He was had 2 guns on him and he was just running in the street.
The FBI and the NYPD are now urging the public to share any videos or images that could help in the investigation, like this cell phone video that shows the driver limping after getting out of his truck, holding what turned out to be 2 fake guns. Witnesses telling ABC News he shouted Allah Akbar before being shot by an officer.
I want to commend the response of our NYPD officer that was on post near the location who stopped the carnage moments after it began.
The NYPD has been preparing for the possibility of vehicle attacks following similar incidents in France, London, and Berlin. And last night, security was stepped up even more.
You'll see them in the airport, you'll see them in the tunnels. It's not because there's any evidence of any ongoing threat or any additional threat. It is just out of vigilance and out of caution.
And we're now learning more about the suspect. Uber confirms that he was a driver for the company. He's now been banned from the Uber app. But representatives for Uber say that he passed all background checks and they've been in contact with the FBI. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
Today marks 1 month since the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. On October 1st, gunman Stephen Paddock killed 58 people and injured hundreds more, firing from the windows of a suite at the Mandalay Bay Hotel. Paddock was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The investigation into the massacre continues, but officials say they may never know what motivated Paddock, as the 64-year-old doesn't meet the standard profile of a mass shooter. The United States is spending a startling amount of money to recover from 3 major hurricanes and huge wildfires. The head of the Federal Emergency Management Agency testified before a Senate committee today, saying the U.S. is spending more than $200 million a day. Brock Long says the challenge by Hurricanes Irma, Harvey, and Maria is unprecedented in the history of his agency. Legislators have allocated $52 billion in emergency relief funds so far, but Long says recovering from the disasters will still be tremendously expensive.
We put over $2.5 billion in the hands of citizens across the country to start that road to recovery. We can't make you whole, but we can actually serve as a catalyst to help you recover.
Long says he also needs additional legal authority from Congress to build the power grid in Puerto Rico back to better than it was before. Here in Florida, Governor Rick Scott and Florida utility officials are traveling to Puerto Rico on Friday to try and help the island restore electricity. As of Sunday, about 70% of the island was still without power. The head of Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority announced plans to sever a $300 million deal with Whitefish Energy Holdings over questions about a contract with that small Montana company. Before the Puerto Rico trip, Governor Scott is spending today in Toronto trying to attract businesses and tourists from Canada to the Sunshine State. More than $1 billion in federal food assistance has already been distributed around the state since Hurricane Irma hit in September. Nearly 1 million applications have been processed for the Disaster Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Another million households were provided with supplemental SNAP benefits. The state says this will help over 7 million Floridians recover from Irma over time. More than 6,000 state workers have been deployed to assist with the federal program, including 1,500 temporary workers. Police in Tampa put on a massive show of force last night for the Halloween holiday, particularly in the community where they are still searching for a possible serial killer. Officers have been on increased patrol in the Seminole Heights neighborhood for weeks now, looking for anything out of the ordinary. Police are desperately searching for the person of interest in 3 separate murders. The victims, Benjamin Mitchell, Monica Hoffa, and Anthony Niboa, were murdered within 10 days and a half-mile of each other. Now, police are hoping someone will recognize the man spotted on surveillance video walking in the direction of one of the crime scenes and then running away from it minutes later. Police say tips have been pouring in, but they have not been able to find their suspect yet. Next year, Florida shoppers may be able to cash in on 2 back-to-back weekends of tax-free back-to-school supplies. The proposal would allow shoppers to avoid paying sales taxes for 10 days from late July to early August. The holiday would apply to certain clothes, shoes, school supplies, and personal computers. The state has offered back-to-school tax holidays most years since 1998. This past August, the state offered a shorter 3-day tax holiday. If this 10-day proposal is approved, the tax holiday would last from July 27th through August 5th. Caught on camera, an incredible rescue right here in Florida, and it was all captured by drone footage. The video shows terrifying moments when a boat became trapped in the rough waters off the coast of Jupiter. The boat capsizes and the man on board was thrown into the ocean. So the man tried everything he could to stay afloat. That's when a 13-year-old surfer, Sam Ruskin, first heard the cries for help, soon after spotting the drowning boater struggling against the current.
There's this guy, and he was like coming around the inlet, so I paddled to the end of the inlet and like where the current is, and I gave him my surfboard. It's really strong. Like, I was swimming next to him, so I was really kind of struggling just to get out of that area because you can get sucked into the jetty.
He didn't even blink an eye, just went right over there, jumped off his board, handed it to a grown man, saved his life, came back and said, "Hey, what's for dinner, Dad?"
Great fast thinking on his part. After the rescue, the teenager got back on his board and just kept on surfing. Police officers in Tarpon Springs are thrilling the online world. They posted this video of their officers performing the classic Michael Jackson Thriller dance. The department made the money for the Cured Foundation to raise money for the nonprofit dedicated to helping those suffering from gastrointestinal diseases. Always fun to see them break character and be a little fun.
Bravo for them. But anytime I hear Tarpon Springs, I'm thinking we should have Zorba the Greek and not Thriller. You know? I get Halloween and all
I
that,
think baklava.
There you go.
The food there is amazing.
Oh my gosh, it sure is. Some changing weather coming up over the next several days. We'll be looking at some increasing in humidity, and I think that will, for a lot of people, be nice. Certainly is not going to be uncomfortable. So you know, looks like a great rest of the week.
All right, like to see that sunshine. Also, we will have First Alert traffic. And the Russia investigation meets social media. We'll tell you how leaders from Facebook and other social media sites are trying to justify their role in possible Russian influence in the 2016 election.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
57-degree air temperature. We have some nice clear skies out there right now and a dew point value coming in the mid-50s. So a little bit more humidity over the course of the last 24 hours, but not much in the way of a rainfall chance despite that. In fact, the air aloft is still very dry, so we're not going to see any showers probably for the remainder of the week. It looks like November, typically a dry month, and I think it's going to live up to that today. 59 degrees, Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca coming in at 57, so is Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 58, Sarasota at 57, Northport at 58, Punta Gorda at 57. Generally, you get the idea here. Temperatures are about 10 degrees warmer than they were 24 hours ago at this time. 64 Longboat Key, 61 in Venice, 62 in Inglewood. That's a comfortable temperature and about where we should be for this time of year. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us over the course of the next several days, leading to daytime high temperatures that'll respond to that little extra humidity and that easterly wind with a long fetch off Atlantic waters. That generally will take us to temperatures that will be close to or maybe just a little below what we normally would see as an average for this time of year. We have a frontal boundary kind of stalled out to the north of us. That'll be a focal point for showers through parts of the northern Gulf Coast, stretching up into the Ohio Valley today. And there could be some very heavy rainfall. So if you are traveling to areas like New Orleans or Memphis today, there could be some airport delays because of weather. And a low pressure area moving through the Dakotas producing some snow showers there, and some colder air dropping south producing some mountain snow showers. Could be some pretty good accumulations in Montana. There's a potential there for some perhaps some 6-inch snowfalls in some locations. High pressure for us brings us that easterly flow. A few spotty showers possible over on the other coast, but not for us. For us, we stay dry today. Look for mostly sunny, rising humidity, and still dry, despite the fact that we get a few higher level clouds from time to time over the next several days. Most of the rain shower chances stay to the east. Rising humidity means increased nighttime temperatures will be in the mid-60s, I think, or low 60s for nighttime lows over the course of the next several nights. And Titan radar quiet right now, as I mentioned. There's some rain showers in progress through the northern Gulf Coast into the Ohio Valley that could slow some air traffic along that line. Northeast wind at 10 knots today, light chop. Beautiful day for being out on the waters. And the forecast for the next several days calls for pretty quiet conditions. Daytime highs in the low 80s, nighttime lows in the mid 60s. And don't forget, the clocks go back an hour Sunday morning, early, 2 a.m. Back to you.
We're not going to forget that. All right, thank you very much, John. And taking a look at the roadways this morning, we are seeing some building volume. Eastbound State Road 64 heading into downtown Bradenton, also 301 southbound heading out of Bradenton. I-75, though, is moving well at this early hour. In Sarasota, some volume at Fruitville, backing up at 301 there at the light. No problems on Bee Ridge. Clark Road a little bit heavy in the westbound direction heading toward 41. I-75 looks great through Sarasota County all the way down into South County, and no big problem spots popping up on 41 near Nokomis or Venice. It is 6:17, and executives from social media's giants Facebook, Twitter, and Google all face tough questions on Capitol Hill about Russia-backed political ads aimed at influencing the 2016 election. Facebook revealed the content reached nearly a third of all American users. ABC's Janae Norman has more from Washington.
Foreign actors attempting to influence Americans, exploiting social media sites aiming to sway the presidential election.
We saw this concerted effort to sow division and discord.
Executives from Silicon Valley giants, Facebook, Twitter, and Google, appeared before the Senate Judiciary Subcommittee to testify about Russia's interference in last year's election.
So this continued after his election.
It continued until we disabled the account.
Facebook admitting the company missed key signals and revealing Russian-backed ads with false and inflammatory information reached more than half of all U.S. Facebook users, an estimated 126 million people, equal to more than 1 in 3 Americans. Senator Al Franken outraged, demanding answers about how the sophisticated tech company missed the mark, connecting Russian money to ads about the U.S. presidential election.
Those are 2 data points. American political ads and Russian money, rubles. How could you not connect those 2 dots?
In hindsight, we should have had a broader lens. There were signals we missed.
The social media companies say they're putting new restrictions in place, like hiring more ad reviewers. But despite these new revelations, the Russian foreign minister says no one has provided any proof to confirm allegations of Russia's interference in the election. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, House Republicans have delayed the release of their final version of a tax reform bill to tomorrow afternoon. Members of the Ways and Means Committee are still hammering out the final details of the bill. Over the weekend, Republicans made a major concession on the federal deduction for state and local property taxes. The original plan had called for an end to that deduction, but many House members, especially in the Northeast, pushed back. The GOP says new revelations in the Russia investigation could make passing that legislation more difficult. And a senior Trump administration official announced that the president will not visit the demilitarized zone on his trip to Asia next month. The Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ, is the heavily fortified border between North and South Korea. The news comes amid heightened tensions between Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Trump has prescribed and described negotiations as a waste of time, while some in his administration continue to pursue diplomatic solutions. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the man arrested for allegedly ramming a truck into a crowd of cyclists in New York City has ties to Tampa. We'll tell you why one of his former neighbors is speaking out. Stay with us.
Take the trolley to Siesta Beach for the Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Festival, November 10th through 13th. See master sand sculptors create works of art. It's family fun with hands-on kids activities, sand sculpting lessons, music, food, a party tent, and more. Visit SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
Attention blood thinner users. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The widely prescribed blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to a number of dangerous side effects, including internal bleeding, gastrointestinal bleeding, kidney bleeding, stroke, brain hemorrhaging, and even death. If you or a loved one suffered any of these injuries after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
It's bigger and better. The Siesta Key Crystal Classic Sand Sculpting Festival, November 10th through 13th. 24 international artists create massive sand sculptures. Enjoy 4 days and 2 nights with live music, food, a party tent, and more. See SiestaKeyCrystalClassic.com for details.
The ABC7 families showed off their Halloween spirit this year. We got very creative with Halloween costumes. We had Father Time, Donald Trump, unicorns, Piper from Orange is the New Black, chickens, and so much more. It's an annual Halloween tradition here, and we love to share that with you. And we'd like to see what you were up to, if you were celebrating the Halloween holiday or your plans as we get into fall. Show us some pictures of you out and about at the many festivals. Find us on Facebook or Twitter, and you could see on Good Morning Suncoast what we are up to as well. It is right now 6:24, and we are learning more behind the mind of a man responsible for killing 8 people and injuring at least 11 others with a truck in New York City. His former neighbor in Tampa says this doesn't actually come as a surprise to her. ABC's Candace Gibson has the latest.
In today's GMA First Look, new details about the suspect in the New York terror attack. He arrived from Uzbekistan in 2010 with a special visa. His former neighbor in Tampa says she's not surprised to learn of his involvement, saying there was always something odd about him.
They lived here for about 2 to 3 years. There was a wife, a newborn, and 2 young children, and the husband. And I believe there was a mother-in-law involved because I did see an older Muslim woman who was also there. The man drove a white van with New Jersey plates, and he wasn't very friendly. He just came in and out of his apartment to his van, and that was it. No chance for contact or hi or anything. It was almost like he didn't want anyone to know him or to even see that he was here. I couldn't put my finger on it, but there was something that was very peculiar about him.
And coming up at 7 o'clock, Brian Ross with breaking new details with your GMA First Look. I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
With Advil's fast relief, you'll ask, what pulled muscle? What headache? Nothing works faster to make pain a distant memory. Advil Liquid Gels and Advil Liquid Gels Minis. What pain?
I am a veteran. I lost both legs in Vietnam.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
My victory was getting my benefits and a good education.
DAV helps veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran. I didn't want to admit it, but I have PTSD.
So veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory was finding help and learning that I wasn't alone.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hey everybody, I'm Bob Vitello. This is Alan Bristow from Publix Aprons Cooking School. What do we got going on today, bud?
We've got a really great little dish here. We're going to do a roulade of eggplant.
A nice vegetarian dish.
Nice vegetarian dish.
Cool.
It's a beautiful thing. So we've got some thinly sliced eggplant here, Bob, about 1/4 inch thick.
Looks like you sliced it down at the deli.
Slice it right on a slicer in the deli. It's the best way to get it thin. So I'm going to just take a little olive oil spray and put on there. We hit a little salt. A little pepper on there.
What does the salt do with the eggplant?
It helps to alleviate the bitterness of the eggplant a little bit, so it's a really nice thing to do. So a little pepper, like I said, we'll put a little Italian seasoning on there. So what we do with that, Bob, is just pop that right into the oven, 10, 15 minutes. Keep an eye on it, because all you want it to do is get soft and a little pliable.
So you want to cut it a little bit thick so when you bake it, it's not too thin to roll.
Absolutely. So then when it comes out of the oven, just let it cool off like this. We're going to lay them down. Then we're going to take a little Greek dressing here. We'll put a little dill in there. We'll put some walnuts in there.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's nice. That's going to be good.
If I was a vegetarian, this is what I'd eat.
Yep. And then we put a little of that on the dish, just like this. It's a beautiful thing, great flavors. Then we take some English cucumbers, known as Berkeley's cucumbers, European cucumbers, whatever you want to call them.
Everyone see how beautiful that stuff's cut? Alan does a knife skills class. Take it. He'll show you how to cut stuff like that.
Absolutely. Good classic cuts from the French. So we're going to put some roasted red peppers on there. These are beautiful plum tomatoes, Bob, that we have downstairs.
Those look nice, man.
They're beautiful. So once you get to this point, then you just gently roll it up. So just nice and easy like that.
And do that 90 more times.
90, yeah, you got a big party.
All
That's
right, everybody, starting tomorrow, be sure to stop by your Publix Apron Simple Meals kiosk, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients, and sample this delicious dish. Looks great, buddy.
Thanks, Bob. Have a great day, people.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetzy. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, an ice cream man is behind bars after allegedly sexually assaulting a young girl. We'll tell you why deputies think there could be more victims. Plus, a suspect in Manatee County involved in a hit and run is still at large. We need you to help find the driver. We'll tell you how. And as temperatures start to dip, we're seeing more visitors to our area. We'll tell you where you can expect to see the biggest buildups in winter traffic. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. It is 6:32. I'm Stephanie Roberts. Thanks for joining us this morning. Ray Collins has the day off. We're going to take a look at our first alert forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi. New month, but I hope we don't change too much in terms of our pretty weather.
You got it. No, I'm not going to change too much at all. In fact, it looks like the same beautiful conditions will last for the better part of the next 7 days, I think. Mark in Palmetto reports in with 51 degrees. One of our weather watchers there. Richard in Northport reports in with 51 as well. Becky in Omayaca, traditionally cooler spot, comes in with 42 degrees, but that's certainly better than where she was yesterday, which was in the upper 30s. So kind of cool there. Today we are looking at warmer temperatures as well. Across the region, a few fair weather clouds from Atlantic waters will probably stream by at upper levels, but no rainfall. Looking at temperatures that over the last 24 hours have certainly risen. We've noticed that. If you look at the temperature 24 hours ago at this time, it was about 7 to 10 degrees cooler than we are seeing currently. Local temperatures now in the upper 50s to low 60s across the entire region, with a daytime high probably in the low 80s. Under full sunshine, should be a glorious day. Complete forecast in a sec. Back to you, Steph.
All right, thank you very much, John. Taking a look at traffic, we're seeing building volume both directions, 301 and State Road 70 there in Bradenton, but I-75 through Manatee County appears to be moving well. In Sarasota, no big problems being reported. I-75 all the way down into South County with no reports. It is 6:33 and breaking news this morning. Riverview High School is dealing with another social media threat from overnight. A robocall went out to parents this morning saying that a student posted to Snapchat a credible threat to Riverview High School. Authorities say they have the student in custody for questioning, and there will be extra security on campus today as a precaution. This comes less than a week after another Riverview student was questioned for possible social media threats. We'll have more on this story as it develops throughout the day right here on ABC7 and online at mysuncoast.com. A follow-up to a story we first told you about earlier this week involving animals digging up grave sites in a Bradenton cemetery. We're now learning more about who could be responsible for these abandoned cemeteries. Adams and Rogers cemeteries have been abandoned for decades. While Manatee County has prisoners clean them up, the county does not actually own the properties. No one does. But there is a sexton that keeps track of who is buried where and then sells the plots of land to funeral home directors. That person will even dig the graves. And in the case of the sites at Adams and Rogers, funeral directors claim they're not being dug deep enough. But the sexton claims he didn't dig those grave sites. He says the funeral home did. Other funeral home directors who also bury deceased in Adams and Rogers cemeteries say the problem is far from being solved, even though vault covers have been placed over the sand mound grave sites.
If an animal can unearth a gravesite, I mean, obviously it's not buried enough. The person has to be protected, either in a steel casket or in a concrete burial vault, or both.
Debating whether the graves are done legally deep enough. We'll have more as this story continues to develop. Manatee County Sheriff's investigators are looking for answers in a possible deadly hit-and-run accident. Deputies say emergency workers found a man seriously hurt on 14th Street West last Friday. He was taken to Blake Hospital, where he later died. Deputies say an autopsy found that the man may have been hit by a car, and they're now investigating it as a possible hit-and-run. But there was no evidence at the scene, and witnesses did not see a vehicle actually hit the man.
So we're working as a possible hit and run and asking anyone with any information to call us. It was 10 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, if he was hit by a car, somebody saw it.
If you have any information related to this incident, you are being asked to call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. A Bradenton man who sells ice cream to children has been charged with sexually assaulting a 7-year-old girl and is now being investigated for possibly even more crimes. The alleged assault happened last Sunday on 59th Avenue Circle East. The sheriff's office says 66-year-old Bernardo Salinas was known for selling ice cream to kids in his neighborhood. Salinas was later arrested following an investigation that claims he assaulted the girl inside his home.
We do know that he has been in this area for some time selling ice cream out of a cart. Just kind of remember the old-fashioned ice cream carts. And so he's pretty well known in this neighborhood. So what we're doing is we're asking anyone that might have information on this case or possibly another case to call us.
The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says they believe there could be more victims. If you know anything about this incident or any others involving Salinas, please call the Sheriff's Office immediately. If you've been out driving lately, odds are you've probably seen an increase in traffic. As the colder weather begins to come up north, many tourists and snowbirds come south. Our Christopher Brantley has more on how the start of the season's already clogging up Suncoast roads.
At Chow Gelato, they say it's simply the best. It's hard to argue.
The gelato is out of this world. It's really authentic gelato, but I really enjoy the coffee.
Sybil Hoffmeyer is a regular. She's also a part-time Venice resident that just got back into town.
A lot of our regulars, our snowbirds are coming back. We do a lot of regulars that come in every day for their coffee, their gelato.
Daria Nafzinger owns Chow. She sees a pickup in both foot traffic and vehicular traffic.
Some people will say, negative things about the traffic on the street. That to me means business is increasing, so it's a good thing. I love it.
That increase in vehicles is nothing new for this time of year, especially for Police Chief Tom Mattmuller.
We will do some targeted enforcement as time goes on, and when we identify areas that need to be addressed, we will have targeted enforcement.
This tourist season, the police say they're cracking down on texting and driving.
Distracted driving is very dangerous. The last thing we want to do is have people operating a vehicle, a 3, 4, 5,000 pound vehicle at a high rate of speed.
While the traffic is heavier now than it has been over the summer, more and more businesses are finding that there's a blurring line between snowbird season and non-snowbird season.
Venice has really become a destination point. We're seeing a lot more families coming down in the summer.
In Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Another huge blow to a Manatee County high school football team just before playoffs get underway. Southeast High is forfeiting 6 regular season games, and 5 of those were wins. According to the Manatee County School District, they recently learned about an academically ineligible player who took part in those games. The Seminoles were 6-1 on the season with just 1 regular season game left Friday night against Harmony High School. This violation is a double whammy for Southeast. Last Tuesday, 6 players were suspended for 4 weeks after being involved in an altercation with another team after the game. The district says the academically ineligible player was not among those suspended for fighting. A controversial charter school is withdrawing its application to build in Sarasota. The district found that the majority of the school's education, budget, and organizational plan did not meet the district's standards. The proposed K-8 STEM Academy was proposed for a site on Beneva Road, but the school's education outline lacked a clear lesson plan for teachers and students and left the school $1 million in debt after the first year, according to the committee. The company proposing the new school withdrew its application to make improvements to it, and it can apply again in 2019. You can get the latest information on breaking local news by downloading the latest updated version of our app. iPhone users, go to the App Store and search for WWSB or My Suncoast. That is to get the upgrade. And Android users, that update will come automatically. Well, Halloween is over. We all know that the kids worked very hard last night trick-or-treating for all that candy. So a local dentist wants to reward their efforts and buy the candy back. Bradenton's Parkwood Dental East says it's all to help kids in the long run whose teeth are often ravaged by a large amount of candy. Their program is all part of a national campaign to create a healthier Halloween and to benefit U.S. troops overseas who will receive the donated candy through Operation Shoebox. The event is scheduled from 3:30 to 6 today, and kids and their families will receive $1 per pound in return. Hard to convince the kids to give it up. A little cash probably helps the situation.
Yeah, exactly right. That's not a bad idea, actually. You know,
no, it's a good idea.
Do you ever consider giving out toothbrushes?
No, I don't know if I could do
I don't think that would work,
I
right?
don't think I could do that.
No, yeah, I don't think so either. We are looking at a beautiful day today. We're looking at a lot of sunshine, little in the way of a rainfall chance. So if you want to get out and about and do whatever out of doors, shouldn't be a problem. Next several days look nice as well. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Okay, plus we'll have the latest in first alert traffic on the Suncoast. And a new study is revealing details about a popular alternative to smoking. We'll tell you why you may want to discourage teens from vaping when we come back.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC 7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
57-degree air temperature. I think a lot of people are going to like that better than a 47-degree air temperature, which is what we were looking at yesterday. We have a dew point value coming in at 55, helping to keep that temperature higher. And the east-northeast wind will continue to bring in that higher humidity air right straight into the afternoon. 59 degrees, Wauchula, 58 degrees in Arcadia, Mayaca at 57, Parrish 56, so is Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch 57, so is Sarasota, Venice at 60, 61 in Inglewood, and Northport coming in at 57 degrees. Hot spot, Longboat Key coming in at 64 degrees there. High pressure, the dominant weather feature over the state of Florida, deep south, all looking pretty good today. We do have a stalled frontal boundary north of that, meandering back to the west, producing showers in the northern Gulf Coast. Heavy rainfall possible here, especially parts of Texas, Louisiana, up into Arkansas and stretching back into the Ohio Valley. The potential for some colder air transitioning some of those rain showers in Ohio into some light snow flurries. And then back to the west, northern tier, seeing Dakota snow showers, and also in the mountains, we're getting some mountain snows as well there. For us, high pressure brings that easterly wind, increasing our moisture, bringing us a few fair weather clouds, but nothing that's a big problem for us. We'll look for mostly sunny skies, just that high level cloudiness from time to time. Rising humidity, keeping the nighttime temperatures a little bit warmer. And maybe as we head into the end of the work week, beginning of the weekend, maybe leading to a little bit of patchy fog during the early hours. Still dry, though, despite that little increase in humidity. Easterly wind bringing in those clouds from the Atlantic coast. This is our futurecast showing a few scattered showers possible over on the east coast. I don't see much of a problem for us. Fog, the biggest problem, as the humidity rises. This is the moisture forecast, and you can see the light greens turning to darker shades of green, indicating that increase in moisture across the peninsula. Radar quiet. As I mentioned, those showers back to the west. There is a potential for some severe weather there, but of course not for the state of Florida, and in fact, nowhere else across the United States. Northeast wind at 10 knots leads to a beautiful boating day, and the forecast for the rest of the week keeps it nice in the low 80s. And don't forget, we fall back on Sunday. Back to you, Steph.
All right, thank you very much. Checking out first alert traffic, we're seeing building volume 301 and State Road 70, typical for this time of year. Or time of morning, rather. We are also looking at building volume coming southbound over the Palmetto bridges. Heading into Sarasota, no major problems being reported. A little bit of volume there getting on Bee Ridge at I-75, and it looks like things are good as we head into South County. Building volume there, Venice southbound of downtown on 41. It is 6:47, and in this hour's Health Smart, there's a new reason why you may want to discourage your teens from trying vaping. Vaping is often billed as a safe alternative to smoking cigarettes, where you inhale just the vaporized nicotine and you're spared the toxins of traditional cigarettes. Vaping is supposed to help people smoke less or even quit entirely, but a worrying new study from researchers in Canada suggests otherwise. They found that teens who tried e-cigarettes were more likely to begin smoking regular cigarettes within a year compared to teens who never tried vaping at all. They also found that teens who spent more money each week were more likely to pick up smoking. A team of Norwegian researchers is linking acetaminophen to ADHD. They studied 95,000 mothers over 10 years and discovered that women who consumed the drug long-term while pregnant increased their risk of having a child with ADHD by more than 200%. The study defines long-term use as 29 days or more during pregnancy. But many doctors point out that the results do not indicate that acetaminophen actually causes ADHD. They cite the lack of a standard in diagnosing the condition as a major flaw in the research. In entertainment news now, what's worse for an actor, being stereotyped in your most famous role or not being recognized at all? David Daniel has that and more in our Hollywood Minute.
A Bad Moms Christmas star, Kristen Bell, may be best known to the younger generation for voicing Anna in Frozen. But as she posted on Instagram, this Halloween, her daughter demanded they both dress as Anna's sister, Elsa the Ice Queen.
She did, and she's my boss, so I said yes. I can't say no to a 4-year-old. I did say, are you sure you want to be Elsa? You don't want to be like Anna or anything? And she was like, so what are you going to do?
Lily Collins' new on-screen love is a killer. The actress is set to star in Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile as the live-in lover of serial killer Ted Bundy. The movie is set from her point of view as Bundy hid his dozens of murders from her. Zac Efron stars as Bundy. Filming is set to begin in January.
We must negotiate peace talks.
When will the lesson be learned? You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth!
Gary Oldman is earning Oscar talk for his turn as Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour, and he's already assured of another honor. Oldman is set to receive the Hollywood Career Achievement Award at the Hollywood Film Awards, which bills itself as the first award show of the season. Oldman, a previous Oscar, Emmy, and SAG nominee, will pick up his prize at the ceremony this Sunday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
It is 6:50 and still ahead. We'll update your top headlines, plus a new Rubik's Cube world record. We'll tell you why this speedy puzzle solver's record-breaking time is going to be tough to beat when we come back.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599, 800-570-7599.
Attention knee replacement patients. If you had surgery in 2011 or later and needed revision surgery, listen closely. You may be entitled to compensation. The FDA has received numerous reports of early device failure involving certain implants. Examples of device failure include loosening, dislocation, and dissociation or separation of the implant. Symptoms of device failure may include pain, swelling, joint instability, warmth of the joint, inflammation, and redness of the skin. If you had knee replacement surgery in 2011 or later and suffered complications that required additional surgery, you may be entitled to compensation. Even if you're not sure which brand was used in your surgery, you may still be eligible for compensation.
Call Sokolov Law now at 1-800-466-4206 for a free legal consultation. That's 1-800-466-4206. Again, that's 1-800-466-4206. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on MySuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at MySuncoast.com/dining. ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
It is 6:54, and here are some of the top stories we're following for you on the Suncoast today. Riverview High School is dealing with another social media threat overnight. A robocall went out to parents this morning saying a student posted to Snapchat a credible threat to Riverview High School. Authorities say the student is in custody for questioning. They'll have extra security on campus today as a precaution. Manatee County Sheriff's investigators are looking for answers in a possible deadly hit-and-run accident. Deputies say emergency workers found a man seriously hurt on 14th Street West last Friday. If you have any information on the incident, please call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. And a controversial charter school is withdrawing its application to build in Sarasota. The district found that the majority of the school's education, budget, and organizational plan did not meet district standards. Our final look at First Alert traffic this morning. Still pretty quiet out there. Good time to get out the door. No big backups over the bridges in Palmetto. I-75 moving well all the way through Manatee County. In Sarasota, some volume southbound, or rather northbound at Bee Ridge and 41. And then once you move down toward Nokomis and Venice, things are backing up a little bit in town Venice on 41, but I-75 is accident free. John?
So a little warmer this morning by about 7 to 10 degrees, but some folks may still find it sweater weather, at least during the morning hours. I think you'll probably be able to lose that sweater by around 9, 10 o'clock as things warm up toward a daytime high that's warmer than yesterday at about 81. 80s over the next several days, low 80s anyway, with nighttime lows in the mid 60s.
And finally this morning, Rubik's Cube guru Steve Cho has done it. The 18-year-old solved the infamously puzzling cube in 4.59 seconds.
What?
That's a new world record. Steve's time bests his previous record set back in September. That was set by speed cuber Patrick Ponce, who beat the same one in 4.69 seconds. He's still waiting for official recognition, but getting praise from fellow speed cubers. Could you ever solve it? Have you ever successfully done it?
You know, I got to one square that wasn't right, and I kept fiddling with that and never could get it. But no.
No, not at all. Maybe 2 faces.
Yeah.
It's the best I've done. So, oh well.
4 seconds.
Enjoy the sunshine. Good Morning America's up next.